This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, today's Tuesday, so that means I'm going to blether away for 10 minutes or thereabouts on the topic of 5 of my favourite things in a particular category. And today we're talking about Rainbow, Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, my top 5 Rainbow performances. Here's the thing I think about Rainbow, or Ritchie, let's say. In Deep Purple, when he was on form, it was magnificent to behold. I mean, Machine Head is definitely in my top 10 favourite albums of all time, as is Made in Japan. But then there's the other Ritchie in Deep Purple, and if you know what I'm talking about, then I won't need to explain, but maybe you don't. There's the, go and take a listen to the solo on Knocking at Your Back Door, for example. It's just a cacophonous wall of racket, basically, with devoid of melody or phrasing or any kind of, sense that he's trying to make anything that resembles a musical sound. And I think this is something that probably happened when Ritchie wasn't getting his own way. Cue a temper tantrum and an awful guitar solo as his little form of protest. That's just my theory. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's just how it seems to me, because, in Rainbow, you never got any of that kind of shenanigans. Rainbow wasn't a democracy. Rainbow was Ritchie's band and he ruled the roost. So, he was quite accustomed to getting his own way and didn't possibly feel the need to, to kind of ruin a song that he wasn't happy with by placing a god-awful guitar solo in there like that one in Knocking at Your Back Door. Anyway, that's why we're talking about Rainbow today, my top 5 Rainbow performances. So let's get cracking straight away with
Long Live Rock and Roll.
Yeah, now, let me tell you what it is that I love about this song, if I need to explain. I could just kind of give the list of all 5 songs on this list and say, well, it's blindingly obvious why each one is there. But this, for me, is just classic 70s rock. And the thing I think about classic 70s rock is that it hasn't dated and doesn't sound as cheesy and tired as perhaps 80s rock began to sound, when it became all about the poodle perm and the spandex and the pointy headstock guitars and stuff like this. I think there's a timelessness about a lot of great 70s classic rock, and this track really does sum that up. I mean, you've got, let me just read me notes here, you've got a great guitar tone straight off the bat, one of the thickest Strat tones you're ever going to hear. Superb. I mean, absolutely spot on, brilliant vocals from Dio, and, just really strong, catchy hooks that, that's what you want in a piece of music. We can all be a little bit sniffy and say, oh yes, but that's just a little bit too poppy, but, nothing wrong with a good hook and a strong chorus, a strong melody. That is what music is, supposed to be about. I would contend that you can't really be into classic rock and not at least have a soft spot or a love for this song. So that's why it's on the list. Next,
Eyes of the World.
Indeed, first of 2 tracks on this list from the Down to Earth album, and neither of them are the ones that you're probably expecting from that album. Since You've Been Gone and All Night Long, I don't dislike them, but they are just, perhaps I've heard them too many times, I don't know. But this, for me, is just one of the strong points on the album. Just that slow burn, atmospheric intro with Don Airey's keyboards. And then just out of nowhere, a key change into what it has to be regarded as a classic Ritchie riff. Graham Bonnet on absolutely stunning vocal form here. And for me, the solo on this song, the guitar solo, just really encapsulates Ritchie's style. If you'd never heard of Ritchie Blackmore before and you didn't know what his playing style was, then I would probably play you the solo from this song as an example of, well, this is what he sounds like. This is when he's really on form. This is what Ritchie Blackmore sounds like. as I say, for me, this is just a strong point off the Down to Earth album. I love the song, and that's why it's on the list. Next.
16th Century Greensleeves.
Okay, again, back to the Dio years, 16th Century Greensleeves. What have I written down about this? A stomping, infectious riff that is relentless. And for me, there's a real kind of spine tingle moment in this song. You know, it's when you kind of come out of that riff and you go into, you know, where the lyrics go, meet me when the sun is in the western sky. For me, that is, even just saying that line now out loud, now I'm kind of hearing it in my head, and the hairs on the back of my arms are kind of standing on end. It really does give me goosebumps, that. You know, when Richie is good, he's very, very good, and nowhere is that more in evidence than I think on this track. 16th Century Greensleeves, fantastic stuff, absolutely love it. That's why it's on the list. Next.
I Surrender.
Okay, fast forward a few years to the Difficult to Cure album. Again, going back to that sort of, commerciality sort of thing. This was definitely from the more commercial end of the spectrum of Rainbow's, career. And again, no bad thing for that. This is, for me, just one of their stronger songs. And again, you got Joe Lynn Turner in the vocal booth on this track. It's just a good, melodic, catchy, classic rock belter, you know. If I'm going to go for the more kind of, singles, the chart hits, if you like, from their career, then, as I say, I don't dislike All Night Long or Since You've Been Gone. Have you actually heard the original version of that, by the way, by Russ Ballard? I think it wasn't he the lead singer in, what were they called? Was it Argent? He was the lead singer in that band, and this was from one of his solo projects. He wrote it. Roger Glover produced that album, and then suddenly the song turns up on, the next album that Roger Glover is producing, which was the Rainbow Down to Earth album. Still, it just goes to show, doesn't it? You can write a song and it isn't a hit for you, but if it's a hit for somebody else, well, I guess the check must have been nice when it came in the post. Anyway, I digress. I don't mind. Since You've Been Gone, or, kind of All Night Long or something like that. But if I'm going to go for something from the more commercial end of the spectrum, something that was a big chart hit of theirs as a favourite from that kind of ilk of what the band did, I would always choose I Surrender. I just love the song. It's just a favourite of mine, and that's why it's on the list. Next.
Lost in Hollywood.
Yes, indeed. Now, even if you didn't know the personnel on the album. This is obviously the second of the two tracks I've chosen from Down to Earth. Even if you didn't know the personnel on this album, as soon as you hear that drum intro, you just know it's Cozy Powell. That's unmistakable. And his drumming kind of goes all the way through this song. Well, obviously it does, yeah. He plays drums on the whole song. Why wouldn't he? But you know what I mean? His style of drumming is evident all the way through this song, just with all of those kind of syncopations and accents and pushes that he puts in. That drum intro then comes into, I think, one of Richie's best riffs. It's just, again, immediately catchy, and it just, kind of encapsulates what his sound is. Again, if you didn't know it was Richie Blackmore on this, you take a listen to that riff and you think, oh yeah, that's got to be Richie playing that. Again, another high point from the album, and the middle section of this, it's a big, pacey, raucous, kind of rocking track, and then it just drops off a cliff and goes into that sort of slightly proggy keyboard instrumental part, and then Richie just slams back in again with a fantastic solo. I think it's there are shades, a little bit, tiny little bit of his guitar work on Highway Star on in parts of this solo, I think, and then it just goes into this solo guitar cadenza where he kind of just stretches it out just as a solo guitar piece without any of the band behind him, and then slam back into the vocals again for the verse. Just the way the contrast works on this for me is what sells this song for me. And again, Graham Bonnet on absolutely stunning form on vocals on this track. Absolutely love the whole of the Down to Earth album, and again, this is one of the strong points from it for my money. So there you go. Those are my top 5 Rainbow performances today. Ask me again next week and it might be slightly different, but I think I'll go with these 5 for now. Let me know in the comments what your top 5 Rainbow performances are, and if you can be bothered, if you have a moment or two, just give me a line or two about why each one deserves a place on your list. I do love kind of reading the lists that you guys put in the comments. It just kind of makes it come to life a little bit more. It makes it feel like we're having a bit more of a discussion about this rather than me just kind of waffling to a webcam for 10 minutes or so. So there you go. That's the video for today, folks. Those are my 5 favourite Rainbow performances, and that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream Friday 5 PM UK time. I'm sure you know all about it by now, but if you're new to the channel, basically we sit and drink beer and talk about music and guitars for an hour or so on a Friday. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.